This is Morning Motivation for Educators on the Bee Podcast Network. Learn about all the shows at beepodcastnetwork.com. You'll hear from a variety of formal and informal educators who help put this podcast together. If you'd like to contribute your voice to the show, please go to morningmotivationedu.com to apply. My name is Joey Mascio. I was a middle school teacher for 7 years, and now I run Sidekick to Hero, a gamified mindset training program that helps teens with confidence, social skills, and goals. It's available now on desktop at sidekicktohero.com. Christmas is often touted as the most wonderful time of the year, but I know it's not wonderful for everybody. It might not be wonderful for you, for some of your students, maybe one of your kids, and it might not be wonderful for various different reasons. Maybe because family life isn't exactly as you want it to be. Maybe it's because of a loss of a loved one. Maybe it's because of not feeling like you fit in or are going to get any value out of Christmas this year for whatever reason. And I want to talk to people who feel like that this season. And I want to offer, if I can, something that might help. If you want to feel better, if you want to get into the Christmas spirit, the feeling of Christmas, this might be helpful for you. I know it's been helpful for me and teens that I have worked with. Now, Christmas is all about the thoughts that we think, the thoughts that we allow ourselves to think, the thoughts that the songs are telling us to think, the thoughts just built into the season, baked into the cake. And they're all the best thoughts, right? Peace on earth, goodwill toward men. For those who celebrate Christmas for religious reasons, like I do, it's like, oh man, this was the birth of the Savior of the world. For people who just celebrate Christmas outside of religion, it's just all the family togetherness and the giving. But it really boils down to just a collection of thoughts that make us feel this way. And I don't want to demean Christmas or anything. I love it. It's the best thoughts. We're going to be thinking something anyway. So I love how this time of year, we all choose to think these thoughts, and it's great. But for those people it's not great for, it's also because it's a series of thoughts that you are thinking. I know my brother right now just called me up. We had a conversation. He's a couple years younger than me, and he's having a real hard time with my mom not being around. My mom passed away 2 years ago, so this is our third Christmas without her, and he says it's really hard. And he said, I can't get into the Christmas mood. I can't feel that. And so he called me for some coaching, and as I was talking with him, I identified with him some thoughts that he was thinking that was leading to this. And one was, well, everybody else has their whole family with them and I don't. And Christmas is a time for family, and mom isn't here, and she was the biggest part of our family. And I identified a bunch of thoughts he was having that was creating that feeling of being down and kind of not enjoying the Christmas time. And I pointed out that each one of those thoughts is optional. There are better versions of those thoughts. Or some of the thoughts just need to be removed completely because either A, they're not true. Everybody has their whole family. That's not true for everybody. Or B, they're not helpful. Mom's not here with us right now, and therefore our family's not complete, kind of a thing. Yeah, that could be construed as being true. Yeah, she's not here and family's not complete, but it's not very helpful. It's not about the circumstances that you're in right now. It's always about the focus that you have. And I proved this to my brother by pointing out there are some people who are also missing their mom, right? Their mom also have passed away, or a dad or a loved one or a child. And they don't have them this Christmas. And they are feeling great this year, like this season. They are enjoying Christmas, and they're feeling the love that they want to feel of the season. There are people who don't have solid family lives. Parents are going through a divorce or are divorced. There are split families, and those people are enjoying the Christmas time. And then there are also people who have everybody with them, who have a great family life, who maybe have the money for the great presents, and they're not enjoying it. They're feeling down. It happens both ways. And to me, that's just evidence that it's not about what you have or who you have or don't have with you. It's about how you focus on them. And for me, I love movies. I love all movies. Christmas movies are some of the best movies. And I feel that they're the best movies because in every movie, a main character starts in one problem place, which is usually always a way of thinking. And then they end the movie in a different solution place, which was a change or transformation in their way of thinking or viewing the world. And Christmas movies are awesome for this. They really are. I know it's always about saving Christmas. Oh no, will the presents be delivered to everybody? That's just the side story. The main story is the main character goes through some thought transformation. So I'm going to offer 3 movies right now that do a great job at taking somebody from where they might be now towards Christmas towards maybe a better place. So first is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I love the Jim Carrey version. That's my personal favorite version of the Grinch. But just the story of the Grinch, the thought that the Grinch has at the beginning is, I am alone. I don't have people to hang out with. I don't have the right people to hang out with, to spend time with. I'm lonely. And by the end of the movie, especially the Ron Howard, Jim Carrey version, by the end of the movie, and really even in the Dr. Seuss book, he realizes that there are people that are in his life that he could spend time with. He just wasn't focusing on them. He was even hating on them because of whatever circumstance that he was in. But by the end, he realized, you know what? Christmas is about spending time with people. The second Christmas movie is A Christmas Carol. My favorite version is A Muppets Christmas Carol. I think Michael Caine is the best Scrooge there ever was, and he will never be beaten. But in that movie, Scrooge, whether in the Muppet version or the original Christmas literary tale, Scrooge starts out by saying, life is really all about what you get and what you have and how much of it that you have. And everybody who's giving and celebrating in this way and making themselves feel happy is just fabricating happiness. The real importance is on what you have and what you get. But by the end, of course, his thought has completely changed to, well, Christmas is really about what you give. And I love that one because he takes a focus off of himself, off of this kind of fear mentality, the scarcity mentality, and he puts it on, you know what, it's all about giving to other people. And you don't have to have a lot of money in order to have that transformation and be able to give like Scrooge ended up giving. You can give time, you can give attention. There's a lot of things that you can give. But for me, that's the focus there. That's the thought transformation, is that Christmas is a time for giving and focusing on other people rather than yourself. And that has helped me through times when my family hasn't had very much, or I'm really worried about what I'm going to get, the experiences I'm going to have. I start focusing on giving other experiences or giving experiences to other people. The last movie, of course, is It's a Wonderful Life. It's one of the best Christmas movies of all time, even though it's long and slow paced. I think that every year. But George Bailey starts the movie in a place where he feels worthless. He feels a lack of value. He doesn't have what other people have. He's using comparison to devalue his life. And I know a lot of teens that I work with go through that. A lot of adults are going through that, where they just don't feel very valuable. And in the movie, it's very serious. He goes to he's thinking about committing suicide. And I know during this time of year, a lot of people feel that, and that's unfortunate. But I love the movie because it points out all the things that he did do in life. And of course, in that movie, he's done a bunch, right? But we've all done a bunch. There are things that we have. We all have value. And there are people whose lives we have affected for good, who we have really helped in our lives. And we just, as a human being, have value. So for me, that's that third movie. And all 3 of those movies, and the way I think about it kind of covers all three areas that people may be struggling with this holiday season. So if you or someone you know or someone you love is struggling with that, realize this, or help them realize that it's all about thoughts. It's all about what you focus on. And sure, there are lots of things you can focus on that are not helpful, but there's also a ton of things that you can focus on, which would allow you to at least not feel as down, or maybe even feel a little bit merrier and brighter. I hope this helps you or someone that you know and love, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Thanks for listening, and whatever role you have in education, we have a podcast for you at bpodcastnetwork.com. Who among your friends and colleagues needs to hear this message today? Please share it with them right now.